Okay, let me set the stage for you here. I started out nice enough day, and then just as I'm getting out of my car to go to the back of my trunk to grab my samples, there is a torrential downpour, and I am soaked. At this point, I'm a brand new rep, so I don't know what to do. Do I need to go home and change my clothes? Do I go on in the office? And now I've got my arms full of samples and literature and all the things. And I just finally decide, like, I don't know what made me decide this, but I'm like, I'm just gonna go in. So I go in to this office looking like a completely drowned rat, thinking this is just gonna be terrible. I am so embarrassed. I was probably ready to cry at that point because I was just, you know, mortified, so embarrassed. But anyway, the office was amazing. They were so sweet to me. They helped me dry off. They listened to everything that I had to say. And so that was a mess. It was a messy day. And so
Fun
today we were
mess.
talking about making the most of the mess. And so in what's hot, what's not today, that is what is hot, is
Maximize.
maximizing that mess. And so I decided after that call, I had still had the choice to make. Like, do I go home, freshen up, clean up, and either finish out my day doing admin or just finish out my day, come back that the last half of the day. But I decided, like, no, like, I can do this. If I did it in one office, I can do it in the other 9 or 10 that I'm going to today. So I go into the rest of the offices and I just utilize the story all day. Like, oh my goodness, torrential downpour this morning, got soaking wet. We had a good laugh about it. I'm like, that's why I look like a drowned rat today. I did have my hair fixed when I woke up this morning or when I started out this morning. Now it's a mess, but I am so happy to be here with you today. And so we just made what could have been like a chaotic time just into a funny story. So maximizing that mess. We all have messes in our lives, whether that's messy situations in the day or messes in our lives. Kate, you and I have talked about like technology issues, and it doesn't matter how many times I practiced the night before, inevitably there will be some kind of tech issue sometime, the next day. The most recent one was in the last presentation that I gave. The slides were not showing up. There was whole blocks of content on the slides that didn't
Ugh,
even show up.
the
And so
worst.
thank you to my iSouth people for being so amazing. I kept saying, like, I promise these are so cute. Like, we're going to get the printout of them and you're going to see that they're cute. And so all you can do in that situation is just keep going, maximize the mess, and learn from the experience and learn what to do different the next time.
Yep.
So tell me your thoughts. I know I've been talking for a long time, so I'd love to hear like your thoughts on the mess. And I know you have a couple of messes that you've been in as well. So love to
I've
hear
cleaned up
about
a
that.
few messes. Yeah, just a few, just a
Yeah.
couple. Well, what I love about your rain story is like they can't tell if I'm crying because there's so much rain just coming on my face. So,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
but
Exactly.
yes, that's the worst feeling, and you can almost like you can feel it in your body. Your cheeks start to flush, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, please work, projector!" Like you have
Yeah.
everybody sitting in the room, and you just feel like they're all just waiting for you, right? And it's like there is you reach a crossroads. You're like, do I lean into this anxiety that I'm feeling about this? Or do we make this into a joke that we'll laugh about for calls to come, right?
Exactly.
Always take
Right.
that side. Never
Yeah.
lean into the
Yeah.
anxiety. Always make it into a joke if you can. I think I remember once we had a lunch meeting with a doctor that was a little bit difficult to get a lunch meeting with. She worked with another a competitor, and so she wasn't always really excited to meet with us for lunch. But we finally, we had identified a need. We had a product to meet that need. We set up a lunch meeting. It was my partner and I. We were so excited to like, yes, we finally got this doctor, right? So dressed very professional that day. We had our presentation down pat. We pull up to the office. We go to get stuff out of the car, and my partner goes, "Kate, you have a hole in the back of your skirt." And I was
Oh,
like, "Oh, what?"
oh no. Oh.
And she's like, "I can I mean, it was so embarrassing. It was the zipper line, right? Just right there. The zipper had just ripped.
Oh man.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And I think we had like 12 minutes before like lunchtime, right? We were good to go on our presentation, which was the good part. We were prepared,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
She
your
was
plan. Always
like,
have a plan.
yes.
Me, it's
And
a
so she
plan.
was
Yeah.
like, go. And like this office happened to be in a shopping center right next to, I think it was a Marshall's, right next to Marshall's.
Oh,
So
how
my
lucky for
partner was
you.
like,
Yeah.
I'll set up the tech. You go get you something else. So I run into Marshall's. I just like grab the first semi decent looking dress I can find, run to the checkout. And then I go and I run in the bathroom and I change, complete wardrobe change. And then I walk into the office like nothing ever happened, except for
Cool and collected.
yes, except for the front desk lady had seen the whole thing, right? She'd seen me get out of the car, seen us talking about this, seen I was wearing something completely different. And she goes, cute dress. Where'd you get that? Did you just buy that? And so I told her the story. And then it was just like great. Like everybody loved it. We all exchanged our like, oh, I love Marshalls. They always have this, like we really bonded over the fact that I completely changed my wardrobe for their lunch meeting, right? And that it actually was a funny in with that doctor as well, who was a little bit difficult to have lunch with. But after that, anytime we set up a meeting, it was a joke. She'd be like, and Kate, please make sure you wear pants that fit, or, please.
What are you going to be wearing today?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Make sure you pack a backup change of clothes, right?
Mhm.
We had, she just ripped on me about it forever and it was great. It could have been like a very anxious moment for me. And I won't lie, I was a little bit anxious, but we handled it. We made it into a joke and it strengthened our relationship. And that's how you maximize that mess, right? You don't lean in when the crossroads comes up of, do I go the path of being anxious about this and letting that consume me? Or do I just work with where we're at, make it a joke, make it a funny, apologize, move on, whatever it is. Because I know you've probably been made to feel uncomfortable too when somebody takes that other turn, right? And they lean into that fluster or that loss of control that they feel over their projector not working or whatever it is. And everybody in the room is just like so uncomfortable. I mean, that's happened to me. Has that happened to you?
Yeah, it's so awkward. But I love the story about the dress because you could have handled it so differently, right? You could have walked in all flustered. You could have walked in like all grumpy. You could have walked in, just telling everybody all about your drama instead of making it a funny story and just making the most of it and making it a bonding experience. You could have
Right.
just been super grumpy, agitated,
Yes.
making sure everybody knew, oh, I've had the worst day. Oh, guess what happened to me? And oh,
Right.
guess what I had to
Right.
do? And then like you're uncomfortable, you're making everybody around you uncomfortable. And that's what I call making it messier. And that
Yeah.
is what is not hot, is
Don't do
making it
that.
messier when that technology doesn't work. And situations like that happen. I mean,
Yeah.
you can choose to maximize the mess and just keep moving forward in the best way possible, or you can choose to make it messier and just be grumpy and agitated and make everyone around you uncomfortable. And that's
Or like blame
not,
the outcome. Like you can blame the fact that you're not doing as good on the fact, because I could have been like, well, I was so prepared for this lunch meeting, but now I'm all discombobulated
down
and
flustered. Yeah.
now
Yeah.
I'm flustered and or for you, getting caught in the rain, you could have just said, yeah, that's it. I'm going home.
Mhm.
Done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which would have been understandable, but because you chose the opposite, you had like really good benefit from that, right?
Yeah, I had a
So
great story to tell. I mean, and I ended up having great calls all day because I had a great story to tell. And that's the thing. I think it's part of to your mindset of how you choose to look at it. Like, are you going to
yeah.
say like, look, I'm going to maximize this mess and we're going to make it a great story, or I'm going to make this messier and I'm miserable. So I'm going to make everybody around me miserable as well.
Right.
And
Exactly.
so, yeah, so I think that's just a mindset you have to choose, but we are recommending what's hot is maximizing the mess. And so thanks so much for joining us today. Continue to maximize those messes. And we'd love to hear from you in the comments too about some of your
Oh,
messes
yes.
and
Would love
share
to
with
read
us
those.
because we don't want to be alone in our mess, right? Nobody wants to be alone in the mess. And if you want to learn more about physician liaisons and referral networks, you can check us out at our website, lenissabrantley.com. We'll see you later.
Bye.